Imagine sitting on a grassy hillside. The sun warms your shoulders. A gentle breeze rustles nearby olive leaves. Below you, the Sea of Galilee sparkles like a sapphire blanket. A crowd has gathered. A tapestry of human hearts, each with its own story of hope and hurt. They have come to hear a teacher, a carpenter from Nazareth. His name is Jesus. He doesn't shout, he doesn't command with the force of a Roman centurion. His words are like cool water for a thirsty soul. They are whispers of a different kind of kingdom, a different kind of king. These words, spoken 2,000 years ago, still echo today. Why do we still lean in to listen? Because Jesus speaks to the deepest parts of us. He talks about our struggles, our longings, our desire for a life that means something. He doesn't offer a complicated set of rules or a heavy burden to carry. Instead, he offers a blessing, a promise. He paints a picture of a life that is truly blessed, not because it is free from trouble, but because it is filled with God's presence. Let's quiet the noisy demands of the world and listen to the gentle whispers from that Galilean hillside. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. What does it mean to be poor in spirit? It has nothing to do with the money in your bank account. It has everything to do with the posture of your heart, to come before God with empty hands, to recognize our deep need for Him. It's an honest admission. God, I can't do this on my own. I need you. I need your wisdom, your strength, your grace. It's the opposite of pride. Pride puffs out its chest and insists on self-sufficiency. Humility is the open door through which God's kingdom floods into our lives. Humility invites grace. Think of a young entrepreneur named Alex. He built his tech startup from the ground up, fueled by ambition. His company soared, and so did his ego. Then the market shifted. A key product failed, investors pulled out, employees left. Alex faced bankruptcy. He had hit rock bottom. One quiet evening he bowed his head, not in defeat, but in surrender. God, he whispered, I've made a mess of things. In that moment, something shifted. A peace he hadn't felt in years settled over him. He started over with humility, took a modest job, found joy in simple things, and began mentoring others, discovering the kingdom in the valley of humility. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. This sounds strange, doesn't it? Who wants to mourn? We spend our lives trying to avoid pain, loss, and sadness. But Jesus looks at those with tear-stained faces and calls them blessed. This isn't a blessing on tragedy, but a promise for the person going through it. He draws near to the brokenhearted. Then he adds, Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Meekness is not weakness, it is strength under control. Think of a powerful stallion tamed, none of its strength lost, but its will surrendered to a gentle master. Meekness is choosing to lay down power for the good of others. It is responding with gentleness instead of aggression, with patience instead of rage. The gentle-hearted will ultimately inherit everything. Consider Sarah, a nurse in a busy hospice. She sits with families as they mourn. She holds hands, wipes tears, listens to lives well lived. In these sacred moments she feels God's comfort and is comforted herself. Now think of David, a manager whose team made a costly error. Instead of public scolding, he chose meekness. He sought to understand and to restore. He inherited loyalty and respect rather than fear. True blessedness began not at the peak of success, but in the valley of humility. Meekness shows a strength that serves. Next, those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Do you remember when you were truly hungry or thirsty? It's all-consuming. Nothing else matters but satisfying that ache. Jesus uses this image to describe a heart that longs for righteousness, a deep desire to see God's justice, goodness, and holiness flourish, a craving for personal integrity and to see wrongs righted. Jesus promises this hunger will be filled. Those who seek it will be filled. They will see restored relationships and transformed neighborhoods. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Mercy is kindness in action, seeing someone's need and choosing to help, seeing someone's fault and choosing to forgive. Think of Maria, a community activist who hungered for righteousness. She saw children with no safe place to play. She acted. She organized cleanups, lobbied City Hall, started tutoring programs, and was slowly filled with joy. Mr. Henderson's store was vandalized. A 15-year-old Leo was caught. Instead of charges, he offered mercy, worked Saturdays to repay the damage. He mentored Leo. Years later, Leo credits that mercy with changing his life. Mercy changes both the giver and the receiver. Next, blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. A pure heart is undivided, transparent before God. It sees the divine in everyday life. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. A pure heart isn't perfection, it's undivided devotion. Think of a clear glass of water, no mud, no debris. A pure heart sees God here and now, in small joys and quiet kindness. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. He doesn't say peace lovers or peacekeepers, he says peacemakers. Peacemakers run toward conflict, they build bridges in a world of walls. They reconcile broken relationships and mend divisions. This mirrors God who reconciled the world to himself. Imagine Samuel, a grandfather with a pure heart. He saw God in a flower, in grandchildren's laughter, in a neighbor's kindness. His pure heart gave him eyes to see the divine fingerprint on everything. Now consider Chloe, who watched two best friends fall out. She listened patiently to both sides and gently corrected misperceptions. It was awkward and messy, but she built a bridge over their river of hurt. In reconciliation, she looked like her Father in heaven. Peacemakers are called God's children. Next, persecution for righteousness. Peacemaking follows the heart of Jesus. It is the highest family honor to be called his child. Keep your heart undivided. See God in every chapter of your day. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. This is perhaps the most challenging beatitude of all. Blessed when we are attacked, insulted, it goes against self-preservation. Look at the reason, because of righteousness. Not for being obnoxious, but for standing for what's good, true, and right. For living the other beatitudes, mercy, meekness, peacemaking. Think of Liam, a high school student who saw a classmate bullied. It would be easier to look away, but he stepped in. They insulted him, spread rumors, and he was persecuted for doing what was right. Yet in the midst of hardship, Liam felt a strange peace, knowing he was doing God's will. His courage brought comfort and changed his school's atmosphere. He learned God's approval mattered more than the crowds. He lived the upside-down kingdom, last are first. In suffering for righteousness, he discovered a blessedness popularity could never offer. You are walking in his footsteps. The kingdom isn't only a future destination, it's a present possession. Your identity is secure. Troubles cannot touch your true identity. Courage shows the kingdom belongs to those brave enough to stand for it. When you face opposition for good, remember, you are blessed. Simply take the next step. Look for one opportunity today to show mercy, offer a word of peace, practice humility. The Beatitudes are more than a beautiful poem or a list of ethical suggestions. They are an invitation into a different way of life, a portrait of a heart transformed by grace. Reading them can feel daunting. Who among us is perfectly meek? The Beatitudes are not a ladder you climb to earn favor. They describe what happens when we surrender to him. They describe the character of Jesus himself. When we invite Jesus into our hearts, his Spirit begins to shape us into his likeness. He produces this blessed character within us. It's his work, not ours. Our part is to say yes, to be open, to admit our spiritual poverty, ask for his riches, bring your mourning to him, receive his comfort, submit your strength to his control, discover meekness, allow your hunger for what is right to lead you to him. Imagine your daily life as a garden. What are you planting? Are you sowing seeds of pride, anger, division, or letting the master gardener cultivate humility, gentleness, mercy, and peace? Water the seeds of grace. The fruit your life produces will reveal what you have sown. Living the Beatitudes means tending this garden every day. Today, look for one chance to show mercy. Offer one word of peace. Practice one moment of humility. Let the character of Jesus emerge at home, at work, and in your community. This is the path to the blessed life. Not perfect performance, but profound connection to the God who calls you his child. It is an invitation to deeper joy and truer peace. A life that echoes the heart of heaven. Let these words sink into your soul. Take the next step. One small act today can begin a lifelong harvest. Follow for more.